Hi, Sayan. Welcome on YourPedia.
Thank you, sir.
Sayan, you are automobile engineer and presently you are doing your master's, that is M.Tech from very prestigious IIT Kanpur,
Yes, sir.
and that in Sustainable Engineering Department, which was
Yes,
started in 2021.
yes, sir.
So, Sayan, I have many things to discuss with you, many questions to ask you
Yes, sir.
because of your background. It's
Yes, sir.
automobile engineering and then sustainable engineering.
Yes, sir.
My first question will be related to your background. Very briefly, you tell us which part of India you are from and from where you've done your graduation, and what was your CGPA in graduation, and with what paper you wrote GATE, and what was the GATE score, that basics.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Sayan. I completed my graduation from West Bengal University of Technology. I am from Howrah, West Bengal. My B.Tech is in automotive engineering with then some additional honors in applied mathematics, where my CGPA is 9.1. Since we don't have GATE in our department, so I opted out GATE in engineering sciences paper with a combination of thermodynamics as well as fluid mechanics. My rank is 496, as well as my GATE score is 584. In this credential, I got many calls, direct PhD calls, MS calls, as well as MTech calls. Successfully, I converted many of them, but I opted out MTech in IIT Kanpur, Sustainable Energy Engineering Department, since this is interdisciplinary domain and we can enhance our interdisciplinary skills, as well as this department is mostly focusing on renewable energy. So I have specific interest in batteries, electric vehicles, so I opted out this department. And my clear goal is after completing my master's from IIT Kanpur, to join a very prestigious it's mostly in US universities for my PhD.
Okay. So, Sayan, thanks a lot. Very briefly, you summarize the things.
Yes,
But
sir.
now I have a couple of questions to ask you.
Yes,
And
yes,
my first question is like, your CGPA is 9.1 in B.Tech. That
yes, sir.
shows that you must have done very nicely in academics.
Yes, sir.
And you said you are interested in PhD also, you have
Yes, sir.
interested in research also.
Yes,
So, why you want to do PhD? I mean, is it like you want to get specialized in R&D things and then you want to get job in R&D? What is your objective even
sir.
after PhD? Yeah.
Sir, my ultimate objective is joining to academia, any prestigious university in India.
Okay.
So I wanted to initially I write in 2022 July when I was passed out from my B.Tech. That point of time I have job in my hand, but I did not join that because I wanted to pursue my direct PhD. So
Right.
that so I write GATE and got direct. I successfully converted some direct PhD calls from IIT Delhi as well as IIT Kanpur itself. But later I decided, so let's aim for the big. Let's do my masters from one of the best institute of country and done my PhD from one of the world global ranking university from US, right? Which have turned out to be a great thing. I think after coming masters, I in IIT Kanpur, I found that many of our students are doing their PhD from Cornell University, Michigan University, Stanford, MIT. There's in number of opportunities is there, and battery is not a simple thing. Where here we are working on manufacturing of batteries, materials about the batteries, energy storage part of the battery, thermal management of the batteries. After coming here and reading some of the things and talking with such a great minds of professors, we can come across that okay, we can have sky is the limit. मतलब हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं यहाँ से after
अच्छा
coming.
श्याम, एक बात बताना, आप वेस्ट बंगाल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी से अपने ग्रेजुएशन किया, 9
हम्म,
सीजीपीए था आपका,
हम्म,
एंड इट वाज इन योर माइंड कि मैं टॉप ग्लोबल इंस्टीट्यूट्स में जाऊं, उस टाइम पे
हम्म,
इंडिया अब्रॉड दोनों ही आपने दिमाग में रखा था.
yes,
नो वंस यू ज्वाइंड आईआईटी कानपुर, देन obviously IITs have different kind of
yes,
energy,
mhm,
and they give a lot of confidence and
mhm,
imaginations get fired.
yes, sir, right.
So I would like to ask you, once you joined IIT Kanpur and now you are already, into this and getting this 8 plus CGPA, so are you confident that you can get top global institutes now?
Uh, yes, sir, definitely, sir. Initially, our mind is not that confined because we don't have that alumni base that what should we do afterwards that. Like after coming IIT, we have so many alumni base. They are in R&Ds, they are in top academias. Afterwards, initially we thought, okay, CGPA is very important, get into those top class universities like Cornell University. After coming here, I know the people having 7 CGPA ended up getting Cornell, Oxford, because sometimes research matters most. And sometimes some of the university CGPA matters, some of the university GRE score matters. Everything has their own weightage. After coming IIT Kanpur, you should know that, okay, because you are talking with us, those scientists, they are world class. Even my supervisor itself, he is a PhD from CMU. He done his postdoc from Oxford University. He has 5 years experience in R&D. Afterwards, talking with him, I have immense confidence in my life that I can do the whatever I wanted to do. Initially, I was motivated to doing my PhD from India itself, but later I think okay, let's aim for the big, go for the best university of world, which is doing their research, battery research at its peak. like Michigan University,
Okay.
Georgetown,
Wonderful.
etc.
So, Sam, now I will request you to tell the students who are listening to you about the
Yes.
research areas which you want to explore further, and what are the really good research areas in sustainable engineering. And I will also request you to tell us about this department, because it was recently started, department
Yes, sir.
2021. And when
Yes.
we counsel students, mentor students that okay, you join this department, they say this is a new, and I am apprehensive. It's a new department. And I tell them that if it is a new department, that simply means there is a need. IIT Kanpur must have seen the need of this department. There's a reason they started this course. But then they say, "No, no, sir, it's a new department." So I'll request you to tell about the department and what research domains you are going through in that department. Yeah.
Uh, yes, sir. Thank you. It is a new department in IIT Kanpur, but not in India, because we have IIT Delhi and a similar kind of department called Energy Studies, which is the interdisciplinary domain. And as well as IIT, Bombay has also have ESC department, Energy Science and Engineering department. Kharagpur also have, even Guwahati also have. We started department. Our ultimate goal is to doing our research in renewable fields. Mostly, our
Okay.
department focuses in the work in the field of batteries. Earlier, I mentioned about the batteries, since it is my core domain. Apart from that, solar PV, solar thermal, wind energy, electrical engineering, equipments, materials, etc. Our ultimate objective to glorify our renewable sources, materials, etc. to in this field of research actually. The placements of our department is really good. 2021, we started our first placement drive happening 2023. Majority of students are getting placed from our department. They are right now working on core domain. This year, 2022 batch seek for the placement. This year, some PSUs also came for recruitment. And apart from that, higher studies, this is one of the best thing I must say, because it is an interdisciplinary domain. In US, you go that there is nothing called computer science, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. You can pursue anything. Does not depend on your background. You know,
Wonderful.
only the
Mm.
willing to learn. Since I am
Mm.
from automotive background, I'm learning my master's in sustainable engineering field battery. I also wanted to pursue my PhD abroad, seeing the field of batteries itself, because
Mm.
this is the more domain. Our ultimate objective is application based research. No, lab में काम हो गया, वो काम lab में theory बन गया, रह गया. This is not the ultimate objective. उसका market में कुछ outcome आना चाहिए. इसीलिए हमारे डिपार्टमेंट पेटेंट्स की तरफ भी ज्यादा ध्यान दे रही है. Or
Mm.
renewable sources of energy की तरफ we got some handsome funding this year as well.
Okay, wonderful. अच्छा सियान, अब मेरे को ये बताइए, you told me that on the basis of your GATE score, that is 584, you
Hmm.
got multiple opportunities in
Hmm.
India also.
Yes.
And some of the university opportunities you converted after interview and all.
Yes.
I'll first request you to tell us which opportunities did you convert, and as far as the IIT Kanpur sustainable energy was concerned, what was the process to convert it? I mean, was there interview or a written exam or SOP they asked, and at what COPE round did you get it?
Yeah. So, first of all, I like to discuss about my direct PhD calls. I
Hmm.
received calls from IIT Madras Mechanical Department, Aerospace Department, and I received call from IIT Delhi Energy Science Department, IIT Kanpur Sustainable Energy Engineering Department. I only apply. Even I applied all the departments. I got call from them, because my ultimately objective to join either IIT Madras or IIT Kanpur, because these two universities are the only university in India mostly focus on interdisciplinary kind of research. Since my background is very diverse, so I wanted to join either Madras or Kanpur. So later I gave interview. I successfully converted some of the interviews of IIT Delhi and IIT Kanpur itself. And apart from my MS interviews, I got call from IIT Indore and IIT Guwahati. And my MTech co-brown in I got IIT Kanpur Sustainable Energy Engineering, ISM Dhanbad Mechanical, IIT Gandhinagar Mechanical, IIT Mandi, IIT Ropar. Almost all the second generation IIT, those allowing automobile guys for for the mechanical engineering, and some of the top IITs interdisciplinary domains. So like that, I got this call in IIT Kanpur Sustainable Engineering call in third round. And this
Okay.
year there is no interview. In my case, it's directly through GATE score.
Hmm.
Earlier, 2021, when this department getting started, was interview, written test was there. But right now, there
Hmm.
is no interview or interview or anything is there. But direct PhD, there is interview as well. And they want
Hmm.
SOP and the interview. I opted out and I successfully got the
Hmm.
interview call from and able to convert that interview as well. So I got direct PhD. My interview lasts for 1 hour. And the SOP
Hmm.
play a very key role. And during interaction, I was telling to you that SOP and SOR, I think, is the main key thing for Indian students getting into IITs as well. not only
Hmm.
abroad.
Hmm. So, intro also is very important process throughout, right?
Yes,
Post-gate activities.
I
Hmm.
will say your scores does not matter that much. If you got getting a call from any IIT, then your score does not matter. There matters that your SOP and your interview. You should
Hmm.
write something that you know in your SOP. Like this is the
Hmm.
hot topic. Okay, I put in my SOP, but you should have some basic idea about that SOP. Otherwise,
Hmm.
you are going to get a fumble in the interview. That's happened in my IIT Madras interview. And sometimes the luck is very important. Since my background is automotive engineering, during my IIT Madras interview, the panel is there. They are mostly in fluid mechanics, aerodynamics. So they are drag my interview to that direction because I was not prepared that much. I put my SOP in the field of internal combustion engine. So sometimes lag is most matter, but you should come up with something in your SOP. Your SOP should be
Hmm.
crisp at the same time it's fruitful. सामने वाले को
Hmm.
पढ़ के लगे okay he knows something about this topic.
एसओपी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, इंटरव्यू
Yes,
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इफ यू
yes,
वांट टू
yes,
कन्वर्ट इट, राइट?
yes,
एंड लार्जली एमएस और पीएच डायरेक्ट पीएचडी में तो होता ही है,
yes,
बट कई जगह एमटेक में भी होता है, जैसे
yes,
इफ यू टॉक अबाउट आईआईसी बेंगलोर
yes,
इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी डिपार्टमेंट्स
yes,
लाइक योर्स,
yes.
इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी डिपार्टमेंट्स में भी एमटेक होता है। आईआईसी के तो
Yeah,
सारे इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी डिपार्टमेंट्स देयर इज इंटरव्यू।
yeah, this year from 2020 24, 24, I think they are going to start emptying in sustainable technologies through GATE mechanical, civil people that can allow in IISc Bangalore. Circular is already out.
So, Sayan, I would like to ask you, are you aware that, students think that gate score is the only criteria, the rest things are not important?
This is the
बिकॉज इमीडिएटली
actually,
जब गेट होता है ना सयान, क्या होता है जब गेट
uh,
का रिजल्ट आता है, तो वी गेट सो मेनी कॉल्स एंड देन स्टूडेंट से कि सर मेरा गेट स्कोर तो कम है, मेरा तो कुछ नहीं बनेगा। आई
uh,
टेल देम दैट फॉर डायरेक्ट पीएचडी और एमएस, even if less gate scores is there but your CGPA is good, then what matters is, as you said, once you get a call, तो वो किनारे रख देते हैं आपके गेट स्कोर को, फिर तो सारे का सारा वो है।
हाँ, एक बार आपका कॉल आ गया तो आई थिंक गेट स्कोर दैट डज नॉट मैटर व्हाट इट
हम्म।
मैटर्स इज योर एसओपी और एसओआर और योर इंटरव्यू यू शुड
हम्म।
समथिंग हैव योर एसओपी लेकिन मेरे साथ जिन्होंने काउंसलिंग में थे तो बहुत मुझसे भी कम गेट स्कोर वालों का हुआ है आईआईटी
हम्म।
बॉम्बे में भी हुआ है आईआईटी दिल्ली में भी हुआ है कानपुर में भी हुआ है दे कम हियर डन देयर रियल वेल और क्या होता है कि स्टूडेंट्स को अवेयर नहीं होता लेकिन आई एम फ्रॉम मैकेनिकल बैकग्राउंड कैन आई जस्टिस विद दिस मटेरियल साइंस एमटेक कैन आई जस्टिस विद दिस एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियरिंग एमटेक but you
हम्म।
can do but क्या
हम्म।
होता है कि you should at least come up with some knowledge like if you like thermodynamics field thermal field then you should prepare thermodynamics fluid mechanics heat transfer these three subject very according to because these are classical subject your interview is only going to based on this if you planning to in manufacturing then you should come up with casting welding the traditional manufacturing kind of courses really well should prepare like that ऐसा ना
हम्म।
हो जाए कि जैक ऑफ ऑल मास्टर ऑफ नन कुछ
अच्छा
सब्जेक्ट में
अभी,
आप
हाँ
आपको
सैन, अभी ना
नॉलेज
एक, हाँ प्लीज गो अहेड, प्लीज गो अहेड।
कुछ सब्जेक्ट में आपका नॉलेज एक्सलेंट होना चाहिए लेकिन डायरेक्ट पीएचडी का इंटरव्यू सपोज मैंने एमएस और डायरेक्ट पीएचडी दोनों का इंटरव्यू दिया है लेकिन मुझे लगा कि डायरेक्ट पीएचडी के इंटरव्यू में वो बहुत डीपर जाते हैं आपके एसओबी में हमने क्या इवन समटाइम्स वो पूछते भी हैं आपने इस रिलेटेड कोई जर्नल वगैरह पढ़े हैं स्पेसिफिकली वो डायरेक्ट पीएचडी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए आई डोंट नो अबाउट जो दोस पीपल आर कमिंग आफ्टर मास्टर्स in PhD. I don't know about them, but it is very important for direct PhD student. You should come up with two subjects, additionally mathematics as well. Mathematics play a very
लास्ट
key
ईयर,
role.
हाँ लास्ट ईयर सेन फर्स्ट टाइम YourPedia ओपन द काउंसलिंग, पैरेलल काउंसलिंग
Mhm.
फॉर अब्रॉड ऑल्सो, जो पोस्ट
Yes.
ग्रेड काउंसलिंग था अब्रॉड के लिए भी ओपन किया, स्पेशली फॉर दो स्टूडेंट्स जो इंडिया अब्रॉड दोनों को अप्लाई करना चाहते थे।
Mhm.
इन दैट देयर वाज वन गर्ल, शी वाज फ्रॉम बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, बीटेक इन
Yes.
बायोटेक्नोलॉजी,
Mhm.
and she was interested in direct PhD, India or abroad. And we applied both places, and she
Mhm.
got in India also, as you got in India also. And she got abroad US also, Texas Tech University, I think she got, and uh, $4,000 per month was the
Wow.
scholarship. That means $37,000 was
Yes.
coming for 9 months. So
Yes.
that was the scale of this thing. And what is your opinion that if a student gets opportunity for direct PhD after BTech in India also and US also with good scholarship, though where he should go and what is the reason for that?
See, I will say it depends on his personal interest.
Hmm.
If it's his personal interest and depends on QS ranking. Before coming here, when I was interested in PhD, I was always looking for QS ranking. Oh, MIT is
Hmm.
number one, Stanford is number two. But after
Hmm.
coming IIT Kanpur, I talked with some of the best supervisor, some of the best
Hmm.
scientists of this world. I come to this QS ranking does not matter. What matters is your
Hmm.
PI is ultimate. In your research
Hmm.
areas, PI ultimate. Because
Hmm.
after talking with your PI, You understand that what is the research is all about. Where should your research should be directed, because your PI is going to be ultimate, is going to direct your provide you direction about your research work. So if he got both the chances, I think he should explore that. Should talk with the alumni base of that lab, more specifically that laboratory he want or she wanted to join, which I'm going to do for my PhD.
Good. Now, Sayan, you got the opportunity in this particular course, that is MTech course. I would
Yes,
like to ask you, there is a course called MTech Research or MS also, right?
yes, sir.
In that call comes at very less gate score also, and then
Yes.
it's a research program. I would like to take your opinion about MS program also, because there is a misunderstanding among students that MS course is not as good as MTech, and it takes a lot of time,
Yes,
and
sir.
we will not join it. I tell them that if you're getting MS, and in case if you are interested of PhD abroad, MS is a very good course. I want to take your opinion on that.
That's your completely right, sir. MS is a really good course. Since if you wanted to do PhD, then I will in abroad. I think you should go for MS over MTech,
Okay.
because you have to do less coursework. You can obtain out. You can have handsome time in your for your research. You can end up getting good number of publication. You can make your good connections. In the meantime, many of the MS what happened, they got 6 months or 1 year extra for their research work. Mostly done in 3 years. In that point of time, you can explore more in US about US university, German universities, Singapore universities, whatever you should do.
Okay.
That would have been a great help for you. And in this time of, since you have to do less coursework, like in M.Tech, IIT Kanpur, we have to do 8 coursework as well as 2 mandatory seminars. But this MS guys have to go 5 or 6 coursework along with 1 lab. So they are hectic. Their schedule is not that hectic, and they ended up getting good CGPA. And all the MS guys has better CGPA than MTech guys, since they have to even have to do less coursework. They can
Okay.
focus on their research work. They can identify their own problems. Since our department is very open to all, so they can identify their own. Sometimes professor can, like my professor told me that please come up with your own problem, which is a great thing. I think I must found.
It's true. So Sam, you have some advice to give to students who may get very less gate score, because that number is very huge. The
Yeah.
number of students getting high score compared to that number getting low score is very big number.
Yeah.
Moreover, not even getting gate is even 85%. So
Yes.
do you have any message to those students who have get less gate score, though they qualified and they want to become part of IIT system, their CGPA may be good?
Yeah, so if your CGPA is good and you are interested in any particular subject, then you should start exploring about MS or direct PhD kind of thing. If he is not interested in PhD, I think he should apply for MS. Because I, after coming here, I understood that biotechnology people, even not all the IITs, biotechnology people can also pursue their MS in electronics field, since they are also can work on instrumentation kind of research. So this is the thing about the knowledge. Since my department is very interdisciplinary, many of the people don't. Okay, I am in graduate in chemical engineering. I wanted to stay in chemical, but places are very small. But you can, if you wanted to join these universities, even chemical guys are also can able to apply in aerospace engineering in IIT Kanpur, mostly in propulsion. But this is a great opportunity for them. One thing that you should start exploring by yourself, or that you should, if not able to pursue that thing, you should take a help of YourPedia platform. I think this is we have been a great thing for us, because you can ended up getting in probably one of my seniors, I forgot his name. He's a direct PhD student in IIT Delhi, might be in applied mechanics department, and his score is he's a general category student 328. 328 is something like that, but I forgot his name and financially explain. But his grade score is really less after taking 1 year gap. But still he able to make IIT Delhi just because he has some interest in solid mechanics. So if you have one particular subject interest, let's go for MS program. The MS is for you, I think.
Okay, Sen, I also want to take your opinion on a PhD program, because people misunderstand this course. When we talk about PhD from abroad, then many of my students who are doing PhD abroad, they told me that, sir, there is 90% probability you will end up in industrial jobs.
Yes, sir.
After
Yes.
PhD, you will end up in industrial jobs in R&D, and you see any CEO of a company, he's a PhD actually in
Actually, yes.
top companies abroad. But in India, there's a perception that if you do PhD, that means 90% you will be doing teaching job. So what do you say about this particular point?
Sir, I think teaching is a very see PhD is very is a very mature kind of thing, because in that thing you are going to work on your own problem. The problem you are working on, it must be should your own problem. So earlier I mentioned you should not go with the lab. You should go with the university QS ranking. You should go with the lab. But in my department, it's an interdisciplinary department. All the faculties we have, they have 5 year, 6 year industrial experience, R&D experience after their PhD. That's true from abroad. Uh, some of them are working in Intel, some of them are automotive glass engineers in one of the Pittsburgh. So what happened? You have n number of opportunities, but you should explore that thing. GRE, TOEFL, you should explore everything what you can do. After, yeah, this is completely right. After doing PhD from US, you can land it in very good R&D jobs as well as teaching jobs. So my ultimate goal is getting into academic jobs, but you can explore a number of things. You can have both of the things in hand. I personally feel that even after doing PhD from IIT Kanpur itself, teacher लोग कहते हैं कि IIT कानपुर में लोग 7 साल से PhD कर रहे हैं, IIT कानपुर का ये कहीं ना कहीं issue है. I see some of the guys after spending 7 years in IIT Kanpur in PhD, they ended up getting job in GE, Airbus, top companies, R&Ds.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. This is probably one of the best thing can a mechanical and automotive or aeronautical engineering can have in their life. And
So
some
what
of them,
matters is like how you invest your time in these
yeah,
courses.
yeah, the problem is that you are working on that must be your own problem, or and you have come up with something good in your PhD. But you in the PhD, and one of my teacher is always tell us that in the PhD में तुम ये नहीं सीखते कि तुम किस तरह से PhD करोगे, how to conduct research. तुम research कभी करना नहीं सीखोगे कि how to conduct research. Conducting research is very important. But it's a very important thing in my life. I learned from them, those guys.
You know, Sayan, now I'm interacting with students of different campuses. We keep on visiting different campuses. Other than IIT and IIT, we go to Central University, State University, and we visit the campuses and talk to students. This year placement scenario is little low on the
Yes, sir.
sluggish side. So many students they don't have job opportunities. Unlike you guys were having job opportunities. They are not having this year, but they have GATE scores and all. And they one of the options they have is higher education also. So what is your advice to such students who do not have job as of now, though they have opportunity for higher education, and maybe recession may end up in a year or two. So what is your option to such students?
If they have good CGPA and low GATE score, they should explore things. Even they have high GPA and vice versa, good GATE score, I think higher education option always gives you a boost, because many of the companies come for PGATE kind of because they only want postgraduate students. I think they should explore that. कुछ नहीं होने से तो कुछ होना हद में बहुत अच्छी बात है.
अच्छा, अभी इकोनॉमी मैंने सुना है कि थोड़ा चेंज भी हो रहा है इकोनॉमी के जो कंपनीज हैं वो स्पेशलाइज्ड लोगों को चूज कर रही हैं, मतलब
Yeah,
ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स को रिक्रूट कर रही हैं जिनके पास कुछ स्पेशलाइज्ड नॉलेज है, जैसे आपने
yeah.
बताया मास्टर्स वगैरह.
I like to come on this point, but last year, one of my seniors who is working on batteries, he's a 10 GPA holder from IIT Kanpur. He landed in Capgemini. No,
Okay.
sorry, Caterpillar. So
Caterpillar.
Caterpillar in the core battery engineer modeling role. But he only got selected in that field because of his project. And people are selecting in PSUs like SECI, the Solar India Corporation, the PSUs like that, because of their project work. You should
Okay.
come up with good project work actually. It is going to help you in your placement. Even last year मैं अपने सीनियर से बात कर रहा था, वो लोग कह रहे थे मुझे कि इंटरव्यू में आपसे आपका नाम पूछा, आपका थोड़ा सा इंट्रोडक्शन पूछा, दे कम स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, आपने अपने प्रोजेक्ट में क्या किया. Your project is play a key role in your any masters, whether it is masters or PhD. I see people after doing their PhD from IIT Kanpur ended up getting good core engineer job, structural engineering job in Airbus, which is a dream job for any structural engineer.
Wonderful.
So you can do things, but you should justice with your work. You should come up with something actually. End of the day, initially we thought that paper matter most. Unless you have good papers, you cannot land in Purdue University, Stanford University. I come up here after watch this. Without paper, I see people are landing in Purdue University, like Texas universities, because they justice with their research work.
खैर देखो क्या होता है, मैं आई गेट द अपॉर्चुनिटी टू मेंटर थाउजेंड्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स एवरी ईयर एज अ टीचर. So I have realized that the person who gets opportunity is the person who thinks he will get it and applies.
Yes, sir.
That is the mantra actually.
Yes, sir.
Because if you will put the self-imposed restriction, no, that okay, I am from a pretty ordinary college and my CGPA is not good, my GRE score is not good, I may not get it. That are assumptions. अगर आपको लगता है कि आपका हो जाएगा और आप मेहनत करते हो, अप्लाई करना स्टार्ट करते हो, तो हो भी जाता है. I was giving you example of a girl who's biotechnology and
Yeah.
she thought, no, I'll apply PhD abroad. She started mailing and she started getting the professors, and one day she started getting the opportunities also. So the message to the students is like, don't assume negative things like आपका नहीं होगा या you cannot land up in IIT Kanpur या best university में आप नहीं जा सकते. Assumption मत लगाओ, apply करो और मेहनत करो. हाँ, तरीका सही होना चाहिए.
हाँ
As you told students that friends, there is gonna be interview, there is gonna be SOP writing, you need to apply, and the moment you are there you are going to learn something good, and as you are having job in your pocket but you prefer to go for this thing.
हाँ,
So I think if the strategy they take positive, then things will be pretty good for them.
yes.
Now, San, I will ask you, this next question that is related to IIT Kanpur itself. You have come from West Bengal Institute of Technology, now in IIT Kanpur. So please share your some experience, brief experience about this institute. What kind of institute is IIT Kanpur?
Sir, IIT Kanpur don't need any introduction or anything else because it's one of the best institute in the country. So when
Yes.
I was in IIT Kanpur first time, so I interact with I don't wanted to get into curriculum part. See,
Mm,
IIT Kanpur curriculum part is very heavy. But
mm,
about the teachers are they are not very ordinary guys. They are done their PhDs from world-class universities. They have some good handsome number of R&D experience. But best part is the interaction. If you have chance to get interaction with the uh, professors, they have such a knowledge about every field. Since I was come here and I was initially from first day I was very motivated. Oh, I have to do my PhD abroad, and so I went and talked with every guy who is working on batteries in our field, in our
mm,
department. एवरी
mm,
टाइम आई कम अप विद समथिंग न्यू. ओके, इनसे पूछ
mm,
लिया तो मुझे थर्मल मैनेजमेंट के बारे में बहुत कुछ पता चला. इनसे पूछ लिया तो मुझे
mm,
बैटरी मटेरियल्स के बारे में कुछ पता चला. तो मैंने थोड़ा
mm,
बहुत पढ़ना स्टार्ट किया तो मुझे पता चला कि ओके दिस इज द हॉट टॉपिक्स इन बैटरीज, लेट्स कम अप विद दिस थिंग्स. आईआईटी कानपुर में ये क्या होता है कि यू कैन talk with people and you can gather your knowledge because your PR is also very strong. That I am right now in hostel and people are from various background. We should talk about that. Okay, he's a chemical background field. I am from automotive field. We are started talking about batteries. So he come up with his own point. I come up with my own point. तो PRs भी
mm,
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. जो
mm,
इन्वायरमेंट आपको आईआईटी दे सकता है ये आपका 2 ईयर 3 ईयर हो सकता है आईआईटी में. Those are doing their BTechs in IITs. They can is help to shape your career. End of the day,
mm,
we meet so much alumni. Those are right now is a big name in US faculties. Like our department has a good collaboration with foreign universities, the renewable branches, like
mm,
La Trobe and some of the universities. I forgot them. The Rise University recently.
mm,
So we
mm,
have some alumni based there. So
mm,
we talk with their career is after coming IIT Kanpur. We understand. Okay, we can do these things as well. Okay, this can't be a
mm,
research problem. It's a real
mm,
time problem. And if he
mm,
research problem is not able to solve, तो क्यों
mm,
नहीं हो पा रहा है वो भी हमको यहीं पे सीखने को मिलेगा.
mm,
तो
mm,
this was a great journey in IIT Kanpur. And academics
mm,
part, about coming to academics part, it's very I talk with my friends. Those are in the similar kind of branch in Kharagpur, Guwahati, Bombay, even in Delhi as well. But IIT Kanpur academics part is really heavy because our part is interdisciplinary. That this year we have some of the subjects we are actually it's an amalgamation of some semiconductor physics, material science, conductivity, surface level engineering, and they club everything and come up with one subject. So when you're going through this kind of courses, your coursework is going to be very heavy because you have to n number of books you have to follow, n number of teachers are going to teach you entire things.
mm,
They are
mm,
very expert about their things. Sometimes knowledge barrier is there. So
mm,
come up with results is very difficult. Suppose you are ended up getting in policy type of things, then your
mm,
subject is other things, then you have to come up with good communication skills. If you're
mm,
in
mm,
hardcore engineering
mm,
fields like me, then you have to come up with some kind of results in your. Uh, it depends on individual. How the biggest
mm,
advantage of these interdisciplinary domains are you are individual. You can do
mm,
your supervisor and you matter most. Otherwise, if someone
mm,
is in your department, he is working on a chemical field or electrical field, it doesn't matter what he is doing because since you are doing whatever is matter. Yes, your
mm,
field or his field is completely different.
Wonderful. That's wonderful, Sayan. So that brings us to an end of this session, Sayan. And you have very beautifully and very meticulously explained everything about sustainable engineering department MTech you're doing from IIT Kanpur. And some of the key points are like you should pursue domain of your interest and if you do really good project work, opportunities are there. And IITs are the wonderful institute, even to pursue career in India as well as abroad. If you are exploring opportunities, do your project seriously. That gives you opportunities. These are some key points. I'm very sure students will take it forward. And the opportunities you explored, students will listen to that also. Now, any message you want to give to students? Yeah.
Uh, One thing I always like to tell everyone that don't think about the end results. Just if you have a good, you have a decent gate score, a low gate score even, with a decent CGPA, just trying to apply some of the departments. If that is not in a core department, then trying to apply in your some of the interdisciplinary domain, the good IITs. And in end of the day, if you got the opportunity, if you don't think in your hand, just let's join that and start exploring things. When I
Yes.
found the people, those are in solid mechanics, they are working on biomechanics kind of problem, which is the interdisciplinary biotechnology and solid mechanics thing. You can also work on those problems as well.
Yeah.
Right now, we are in a transit mode in getting into interdisciplinary. We are inter US, German, this university is already in interdisciplinary domain. We are trying to transit in these things. I think you should explore things. Should and one thing, and is very important, go with the professor profile. Professor profile visiting is give you immense confidence, because you know, okay, this professor is earlier field, because we have here such professors. They done their bachelor's in material science, but they are ended up getting their PhD in electronics engineering. So these things are also happen, because in India probably oh ye kaise ho gaya, but this can be possible.
It's true. So everything is feasible, everything is
It's
possible.
possible.
Just keep exploring the option. That is a message. So
Yes.
thanks a lot, Sam, for your time you gave me today.
Yes.
And I look forward for your support in mentoring the students. If
Okay.
students get opportunity to go for interview or something in sustainable engineering and they feel like talking to you, we'll connect you to them. Right, Sam?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.